Hey guys, today we're going to do a tutorial on how to wrap soap with scrapbook paper. First, kick your cat out of your workspace. This is the finished product. You can see how these little bars are wrapped in scrapbook paper, and it gives them, hi Orion, it gives them a really wonderful, sort of luxurious finish. Now if you have really pretty soap with lots of pretty colors, sculptural elements, and embeds, this might not be necessary. This would just cover up your beautiful soap. But this is what my soap looks like. It's just plain. It's good soap, but I don't use any colorants and I don't use any special sculptural elements or embeds or glitter. So it's just plain sort of tan colored soap. I wanted to dress it up and give it something that made it look a little more premium. If you're giving these as gifts, this can be a really nice special touch for those stocking stuffers or small birthday gifts. So I'm going to use a 12 by 12 inch sheet of scrapbook paper. Pick some scrapbook paper that has a nice appealing pattern. You probably want to go with something that has a very small pattern because on these little bars of soap you're not going to get the effect of a large pattern. Make sure your workspace is nice and clean and has no cats on it, another important aspect. Orion. Now, lay out your soap, and you want to measure your soap. How big is it exactly? So, this soap is about a little over 2.5 inches by just slightly under 2 3/4 inches. So you're going to want to multiply that. You're going to want to multiply the shortest edge by 2 and then add an inch. So we have 2.5 multiplied by 2 is 5, and then add an inch is 6. Your longer edge is going to be, no, I'm sorry, I got that mixed up. That's your long edge. This is your short edge. Your short edge is not going to have to be quite as much. You're going to want, so 1.5 times 2 is 3 times 1 inch. So that gives us a 6 by 4 square. That'll give us enough paper to overlap the soap nicely and give us plenty of room to wrap it up. We're going to be cutting this into 4 inches by 6 inches. In order to do that, this is just a cheap paper cutter. You can get these at like Staples, or you can get them off of Amazon. What did I say about a clean workspace? I think this one cost me $15. I've seen them be a little bit more expensive than that. But it's just a little rotary cutter. Ta-da! So now that we've cut our 12 by 12, we have 2 6 by 12. We're going to cut each of those in 4-inch increments. Sorry guys, my cat is super nosy. Once you have your square, you can put your paper cutter away. Lay your bar of soap. I always lay my soap face down with the pattern face down so that the seam is going to be on the back of the soap. It's really hard to do this with one hand, guys. You're going to wrap this up just like a little present. So, fold your pieces over like this. Try and make your edges neat. Look at that lovely scarred up wood grain table. Mmm, delicious. And then I use a piece of Scotch tape to secure it. Now you're going to fold your ends in, again, just like wrapping a Christmas present. So I folded these edges in, just like a present. We're going to fold this last edge in, just like that. Secure it with a little bit of tape, and fold your other edge in. And now you have a beautifully wrapped little piece of soap. You can attach your label to this, or you can also handwrite your label on this, especially if you're giving gifts. You can do that. Make sure that you use a soft felt tip pen, not a roller point. If you do that, you might accidentally scar your soap. And that's the tutorial. Pretty easy.